What's up guys? Today I'm going to be reacting to a very funny video, basically a Comedy Central video which one of its clips was going viral all over social media, especially in the architectural social media niche of this really pretentious architect guy. I haven't actually even seen the whole clip. I only recently discovered that this was a full Comedy Central skit. So let's get straight into the video, don't want to waste time. And before I press play, guys, make sure you are subscribed because I do regular videos, and if you want to stay up to date, want to catch the live events, and you just want to make sure the videos coming straight to your feed, press the subscribe button, turn the notifications on. It helps me basically make more content for you. Starting now.
Architecture begins with a thought. A dream, a single line, but then you build it. And all of this.
It's setting the whole video up already to be this kind of powerful, emotive documentary for, you know, really inspiring an architect. And it's a strange thing to watch this and know that this is going to be a massive slap in the face, and it's not going to be a passionate, motivating thing. Instead, it's making fun of the culture because I'm in the culture, and I am already getting almost excited by the cinematic filming and the beautiful pencil line that for some reason makes me happy. So already I can tell this is going to be slightly embarrassing for me, maybe.
The dream, you can touch her. She is real.
He molds the world to his design.
He wants to redefine what it means to be a building.
Is he a genius? I think so.
Gerhardt Fjuck. So Gerhardt Fjuck. Okay, they've got inspiration from Gerhardt maybe being a German name. I think this guy's German. Well, there's a famous German artist called Gerhard Richter who they're probably taking inspiration from. This is quite funny because they've really picked up all of the cultural nuances of the architectural field, which I am somewhat oblivious to in terms of what lay people or people outside of the field think and perceive of our architectural culture being quite pretentious. But I'm definitely getting that from this video, and yeah, this name is genius to make fun of architects. Oh god. Anyway, let's let this play for a bit now.
He built 3 of New York City's most iconic buildings: Port Authority, Penn Station, and LaGuardia.
Gerhardt's dream began in New York, but he has realized his buildings nationwide. The Boston City Hall, the North Dakota State Building in Bismarck, and every AT&T building with no windows from Midtown to the Midwest.
Before Gerhardt, everybody thought buildings needed to have windows, places to sit down, ventilation. Gerhardt comes along and says, why? Why don't we make the world's first above-ground basement? And this changes everything.
Not quite.
When you enter a Gerhardt environment, I want you to feel...
Did he just spit? Oh my god. I mean, there's so much I want to say. Again, they're just spot on with picking up these cultural things that we do as architects, where we come up with these, you know, crazy, let's redesign society and its norms. And they've obviously cracked onto something stupidly outrageous, like let's get rid of windows and ventilation and bring a basement up to ground. And they're just nailing this comedically. And he spat on the paper. Why has he spat on the paper? Is he spitting on the paper because it's just this weird, pretentious, artistic quirk? Or is he spitting on the paper because he's adding to it or trying to highlight something? Let me just keep watching.
I want you to feel something.
Perfection.
I want you to feel challenged.
interrogated, tired. I want you to feel like I hate you personally. Because I do. I want you to feel too close to the man beside you. I want you to feel too far from the restroom. I want you to buy a bread sandwich and balance the cellophane on your knees. Struggle to have a meal without a table or surface. I want you to feel motherless, sad.
Quick point on that. I think I'm realizing actually he's also playing, now I see his ethos, the design ethos is, so he's playing the antithesis of a good architect as if it was a new cultural kind of trend to be just the worst architect by our current standards, but just trying to show the absurdity of how trends, artistic and architectural trends can actually be. They can actually be so stupid and crazy that to the current people within that cultural norm, it seems like, wow, this is brilliance. But in hindsight, you know, people are thinking, what on earth was that? And, you know, many things come to mind with all sorts of crazy architectural trends having passed. Again, there's a level of truth to this, which is, it is funny, but at the same time, it is quite revealing.
A Gerhardt building will make you feel like shit.
When you
The low ceiling.
That's really good. So a Gerhardt building will make you feel like shit and you won't even know why. That's again, so that's a parallel with, you know, how the architect feels the need to create a kind of a subliminal or a subconscious effect within the experience of a person. So, you know, the ideal being or the opposite being, an architect wants you to feel good or feel like you belong or feel like your experience is seamless without you even knowing that this effect is being had on you. So I think there's that also that airy level of almost control that architects, you know, especially the kind of the humanist. I mean, I wrote a research paper on Jan Gehl, who is seen to be the revolutionary humanist planner. You know, I talked about the kind of irony of wanting to create the perfect human experience in space, but taking away human autonomy by gathering data on people, by trying to influence their behavior, all of these things. So although we're looking at a very light-hearted comedy piece, it is really bringing to the surface some really powerful concepts in architecture and things that we need to perhaps interrogate and look at more deeply as a field.
Ceilings, the flickering lights, the particular way the linoleum peels and cracks. You walk into one of his buildings and your whole body just says, wow, this sucks.
Suppressing thought. So
I have always been fascinated by the question, what if you could piss where you like and experience the piss of others? Piss on the carpet, piss on the stairs, to take it out and just piss. This fundamental question challenges our ideas
of taking attention away from the stream of thinking by placing attention on sensory perception.
of what a building can be. Better.
That just be aware that you're breathing.
So why does he do this?
Well, he's an architect.
It's the kind of shit he does.
Pretty sure he owns a concrete company.
He is Gerhardt. She is beautiful, Hans. Und ja. It started as a dream.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, that was bloody interesting. I haven't actually seen, as I said, I haven't seen the whole video. So seeing that whole thing is actually quite good, very funny. I think at times I struggle to look at that as a comedy piece, and I was looking at it more of actually a critique on architecture. There are some really powerful points being made in there to do with this pretentious culture that we see in architecture. Almost this kind of the false altruistic architect who is trying to portray their egotistical intentions as some revolutionary panacea of some sort, you know, some sort of cure to society. I love the way at the end he said, I've always thought about this question of what if we could just piss everywhere. The thing about that is all good ideas, I think, come from the right questions. So whenever somebody is coming up with a new innovation, whether it's Elon Musk or whether it's Einstein or whether it's some crazy inventor of the past, they always had questions they were looking at, big questions. So architects tend to do the same thing, and again, we like to show the world that we're interrogating some of the biggest and boldest questions. I mean, for example, architects often ask the question of, you know, what if there were no boundaries between public and private? Or what if we never had to climb stairs ever again? You know, these are questions which I think are valid and at the same time create a very strong narrative or brief or line of design thinking that could open up all sorts of innovative outcomes. But what he's showing is that you can be a bit crazy with this idea, and they're taking the piss in the sense that, you know, they're literally taking the piss by saying, what if you could piss anywhere? I mean, I might be thinking too deep into this, but I think that's just what my mind tends to do. I'm in this field, so I couldn't look at that as a strictly comedic piece. It's bloody funny. Especially that model thing. I mean, I've seen that countless times, so I didn't really laugh too much at that. But the other stuff I didn't see, super funny. Because, yeah, I mean, that model thing happens. I mean, it doesn't happen like that, but that kind of thing does kind of happen, where a tutor will look at your model more as a piece of art, and that is a tendency of people who look at things as art pieces. They'll do the whole, you know, alternative, what if we twisted it like this? Whoever they had researching in that video is either definitely in the field of architecture or has done a remarkable job with research, because everything in that video is spot on. I wish it went on longer. I don't know, maybe it did go on longer. Leave a comment if there's a bigger video for that. If there's any other videos you want me to react to, leave a comment down below. So a lot of the content I do is quite heavy, quite long, and so I wanted to do these shorter videos, a bit fun, a bit entertaining, to kind of just make for some easy watching. But that's it from me. Please make sure you leave a like, and I'll see you on the next video.
When you